Okay, I'm just reading this. Prepare a response to two questions basically. They ask you to find two actually reasons why they should list with you. Most of the time, you are actually their agents already. They have that in mind, right? In very rare instance, you will get interviewed. Okay. Some very sophisticated sellers or buyers, they interview agents. But, at this point, really, I haven't seen that many agents being interviewed, and I've seen many, many agents. I have personally 400 something agents. I don't know how many exactly. So, I hear things and no, not that many. So, okay. But what you need to understand is how to market yourself. The good thing in real estate, I want to give you some hope. The good thing in real estate, whether you are a young person or an experienced person or whatever, any origin, any language, any accent like myself, and things like that, whatever, you do have your chance. Why? Because real estate is very personal. Some people, they like me. Some people, they like you. Okay. Some people, they prefer to list with me. Some people, they prefer to list with you. It's all about your personality and how you present yourself, right? And how you deal with that person. How comfortable they are with you. Okay. So you do have your chance. Now, how to market yourself? Well, each person you have some good points, and I don't like to use any negative word, bad point, and things like that. But you have some strength. Let's put it this way, okay? You have to emphasize on those. Those are those winner elements. If you're a good looking person, then hey, you know what? Good for you. That's fantastic, actually. If you have a good voice, if you're loud, if you're imposing I don't know, in a crowd, then good for you. If you're a tall person, it's even better, right? So, all these elements actually, it counts. So, try to emphasize on that. Now, for the seller, let me tell you what they want. Sellers, what they want is more money and faster transaction. It's what they want. Okay. If they are sure that the ugliest agent is capable of selling them that property for the highest price, they will go with that person. They don't care about anything else. They want more money, faster transaction. After that, obviously, there are other factors like safety, professionalism, how they write a contract and things like that. But frankly speaking, they may not say it. What they want is the maximum money for the property and a faster transaction and smoother transaction. Okay? This is what they want, even if they don't say it. Most of them, at least, I can tell you. Now, another important thing that you need to consider, please, is you see sellers or buyers saying, how many actually transactions you think they do in their entire life, like in terms of properties? Okay. Uh, for them it's very dark. They don't know, they are not well oriented in this mess. Let's put it this way, okay? It's a very strange ecosystem that we have. The process is not very clear for them because they are not in this industry, right? It's totally understandable. What you really need to do is to explain them the process and basically explain them what they should expect and when. Okay, what they should expect and when. If you do this correctly, they will feel good about you and the way you are actually handling the business, right? And they feel confident and they feel calm. But then if they don't know where they are going, they become nervous. Okay. Some people are just born for this kind of business. They just know how to, let's use a French word, reassure. They just know how to give confidence to this type of client, and they know how to make them calm. If you don't know how to do it, you have to have some speech. Okay, so first prepare something on paper, the old school way. The process, what you plan to say, everything, it needs to be in writing. Then um, you have to practice it. Your first meeting is very important. Let me tell you something. Your first clients, most of the time, are friends and families, okay? Although they are friends and families, but that kind of meeting is needed, official meeting in regards to. I'm not saying you have to make it like a 1 hour meeting, no, but the 15 minutes professional meeting with them just to explain them, hey, this is the process. I'm gonna do that for you. We will have this form signed. I explain you this, and then we sign the agreement. We will list your property from this date. Um, we will have some offers, and then we will start negotiating, offer, counter offer, etc. Blah blah. We will go through everything together via other videos. But anyways, you just explain them the process and time frame, both. Okay, so expectations are set and they don't like to be in the dark. Okay, it makes them nervous. So then try to actually clarify everything for them in 15 minutes, not more. Okay, it becomes boring. um, they don't need a 1 hour speech and things like that. No, quick, efficient, 15 minutes with time frame, please. So you explain them the process, and then with a big smile, you finalize everything. My suggestion to you is to leave them all those forms that you will use. We went through them for a new listing a few minutes ago. So leave them a blank copy so they can, when you leave, they can read those forms, including disclosure of representation, data entry form, things like that, privacy consent. It's good for them to go through all these forms, when they have time. Okay, let me answer a few questions here. It talks about standard form listing contract or the one that has been created by your brokerage. No, we are using the just regular and standard form available on web form. Conflict of interest, most of the time, we don't like having an agent in a conflictual situation and having a conflict of interest with a, um, a seller or a buyer. Okay. Most of the time, if you have a conflict of interest, the first thing you do, if you don't know how to handle it, contact your managing broker ASAP. Okay. Uh, the answer for this question, how did you address the topic of possible conflicts of interest that can occur with your client? You can actually mention that I will refer my client to another agent and I will get a percentage of that commission, or I will get a referral fee. You can answer it here that way, but in practice and later on, If you have a conflict of interest, just contact your managing broker, because the scenarios are different, and the way we handle it is also very different, and it's a delicate situation. How did go about you will meet your AML obligations? What patent defect did you notice? Okay, that's a very important and good question. Patent defect and latent defect. Now, during your uh, during your walkthrough in a property, you have to actually check many elements. Many of them are visible. Many of those features of that property are not. Now, if you see something, excuse me, if you see something in that property that is, I don't know, wrongly installed or needs some repair, well, guess what? A potential buyer will see it as well. And also, on top of that, they will do an inspection. Even if the buyer cannot see it, the inspector will see it. If it's visible, obviously. If it's hidden, then that's another story. So when you're doing that walkthrough, okay, some of these deficiencies that you see are latent defect. Some of them are not. If they are, please check the definition of latent defect. If that deficiency is a latent defect, you do have a disclosure actually to make to any potential buyer. It's mandatory. Some sellers, that's why some sellers, they tend to hide, some stuff in a property. Okay, let's put it this way. I give you a few examples, you will understand it. I'm walking into a property fully renovated. Can you imagine that? Fully renovated, fantastic. Well, guess what? First question I ask, do you have permit for all these renovations? I mean, those renovations that the permit is necessary. I'm talking about plumbing, electrical, things like that, right? Structural. You have to clearly ask. They may say, yes, for some part, no, for some other parts, okay? Here is the latent defect. This is a latent defect. So you don't need to see a visible deficiency. This is a clear latent defect. Not having a permit for a renovation is considered latent defect. So please go and check the description of latent defect and be careful about that. Another good one, uh, unauthorized accommodation is considered a latent defect and must be disclosed. Okay, so if you see a suite in a property, it's rented and you cannot visit it because it's rented and tenanted, then you know what? The minimum question is it authorized? So now at this point, some sellers, they may say, oh, I don't know, you just go to the city. Don't worry about it. You won't trigger anything. But by going to the city, you will see if there is a notice sent to the owner at this point or not, etc. Because hey, believe me, a good buyer's agent will do the due diligence and they will actually discover that. So why not doing it before? So unauthorized accommodation is a latent defect. There are many other latent defects, that mold issues and things like that, obviously, that makes a property unfit and not livable, not safe for living. So these are all considered latent defect. While you're checking the definition, please check about stigmas. Stigmas are also very important to understand. The only comment I have about stigmas is yes, they don't need to be disclosed, But if you're asked about stigmas, you have to answer correctly, or you may say no, or you may refuse to answer. You can say, I refuse to answer. Okay, but you have to mention something, and they will record it. Trust me. I usually ask my questions about stigmas. I usually ask them via email or text, so then I will have the necessary recording. Let me stop this recording right here.